They do what they do. It's your boy. Okay, bet, man. We back. Caught some bangers today. Y'all already know what's going on. We 3 for 3 on the day, 100% win rate today and for the week. Well, really the whole month, I guess. But yeah, man, we took some SPY today. Took some Google. It's very simple, very slow day. Yeah, plan worked, right? And we talked about simple levels, right? Above 748, push 750, above 750, get that 752. Very simple play, very simple day. Buy and hold type of day, right? We already had the confirmation overnight, right? Confirmation, boom, right? So today was pretty simple. We bought some 752 calls for tomorrow. We played puts today as well. We played puts off the initial rejection, 748. We played 751 puts today. We played Google 375 weeklies, and we rolled those at 30% into next week's 380s. Or 385 is my fault. And then that's pretty much it. So yeah, everything's pretty simple. Like I said, very, very, very calm day. Nothing really too much going on. Yeah, SPY calls, we hedged with the puts, those banked. Everything kind of banked today. Pretty banky day, Puts paid to. Yeah, very, very calm day today, man. So yeah, let's just get into the game plan, right? See what's going on from here. I did say we would have a better outlook on the market after today, which we kind of do. So let's get straight into it, right? Let's do it. All right, so first off, SPY, right? We have officially broken and closed the 752 level, right? But the thing that, I'm going to say it, I'm still upset about it. We are still inside the June 5th candle, right? We have not broken out of this candle yet. And it is irritating. Yeah, because we've been in this candle literally since that happened, right? Look, inside. Look, every candle is inside, taps inside, right? So we've been inside of one candle for going on an entire month straight now. So it is frustrating. But I'm hoping tomorrow we do kind of, finally break this wedge. We are kind of getting a slight gap up now. So, overall, like I said, overall outlook, I'm still looking for this to be some sort of flag. As of now, remember, the rules. It's bullish until it's not, right? And until it shows us it's not. Not until we think it's not. It's bullish until it shows us it's not bullish no more, right? So, and we've had these instances before where it kind of goes sideways and then kind of gets to move later on, right? Especially in, the bull market scenarios, right? Where, go up and then it might take some time in a little level, right? Go up, it might take some time, go up and then take some time. So, it has to be expected, right? None of this is, not expected. We have been trading a little further out lately just because of the recent chop. But once we do get out of this chop, eventually we will, right? We don't know if it's going to be this week. I hope it is, right? Start of the new month. But of course, we don't really know for sure, right? We are, like I said, we are kind of getting a little gap up now, but nothing's for sure until we actually, the rules, right? Until we do what? Break out. Retest, continuation, right? So if this is the breakout, we'll see how high it goes tomorrow. If we hopefully we come test the 754, right? 754, 755 area. If we do clear that, then that 756 probably be our next area for us to kind of get a little, pullback from up here. So if we do get up here tomorrow, I'm expecting some sort of pullback. Sorry, my cat is jumping inside the laundry bag for some reason. But yeah, right. We do have yesterday's gap or this weekend's gap. My fault. To feel. So if we do lose 750, right, by same levels, right, same levels as yesterday, all right, or not yesterday, same levels that we went over yesterday for today, all right, we have 748, 750, 752, mid-level, 753 is the top of the range, right? The only reason why I kind of keep this level, I don't really use it as like a main level, I just use it as an indicator that we're out of this June 5th damn candle, right, and we've been inside it, like I said, this whole time. So if we can finally break, hopefully, we'll watch volume and, VIX and everything, stuff like that as well to see, Max 7, kind of watch everything, see how it's doing. But yeah, I mean, it's looking good, right? Like I said, 753, that'll be our first target. I'm not going to be adding any longs into this breakout, right? Because you don't want to get caught in the trap, right? You try to add in, then boom, right? Try to add in, boom, right? Remember, we have to wait for the breakout, retest, continuation, right? So if we get the breakout retest, then I'll kind of, look to add. But just this now, I did swing a few. Obviously, like I said, we already had some, and we swung some from last week. So, I did swing more calls for later this week for Friday. So we'll see how that plays out. Like I said, I have a major target right here, 755. So that's kind of what I have now. Is just those, and then of course, like I said, I have Google's next week, and this looks actually very, very good. I have another chart that I already mapped out. I just don't know where I put it. But basically, yeah, we had that that original all-time high, kind of breakout retest zone, right from up here. So this was actually very, very, very nice area to buy. I didn't peep it last week because I was, like I said, I didn't really do too much last week. It was kind of chilling under the radar, but it still looks good, especially on the weekly, right? Coming right into that support zone, right? Even if we do go lower, remember the first test, the best test, right? So boom, breakout, retest, first test. What is it gonna do? It's gonna do what it did last time, right? It's just, like I said, even if it does go lower later on down the line, if it doesn't make a new all-time high, we want it to, of course, but it does happen. But nonetheless, first test is gonna be the best test majority of the time, right? If you break down and you come back up to retest that breakdown level, first time it touches it, most likely it's going to, right, roll back down. Not to say it's gonna continue go over, but that's just how markets work, right? That's how the charts work. That's how these candlesticks work. So breakout retest. So we did catch the momentum off today's open. Like I said, we bought 375s for this week, and then I'm selling them and rolling into next week's 385 because we have a gap up here at I have a daily gap. We have a few gaps up here on Google actually, but I like Google, right? I don't really like paying much else, to be honest with you. We got a gap there. Bang, then we have a gap there, right? So we have this beautiful little gap area that should be a nice little magnet, nice little target area, right? We do got a little bump in the road, maybe right here to watch for 370. But yeah, like I said, we'll take it. You know how we play, level to level, level to level, right? Oh, nothing too crazy. You don't have to, stress, none of that. Remember, level to level. If it goes, it goes, right? If it continues, cool. That's what you have runners for, right? Like today, we bought, we made some money, and we rolled them out, right? Bought some more. For later strike, later time. So yeah, really just gonna be watching this SPY. Like I said, we are above all of the SMAs, which is very good. 5 and 20 have officially crossed. We're above the cloud. Looks good, man. Looks good. But like I said, we're not out of the woods just yet, right? Because if anything happens and we magically get back below that 748, then we're still inside of this nasty, nasty range still, right? And we don't want that. I'm tired of the range. Unless, of course, it just goes down 748 and it just takes an absolute dump, right? Then I wouldn't be mad at that because we would still get some sort of movement. But all this right here, very frustrating to trade. Gotta have a lot of patience, take some L's, be okay with taking the L's, it's not you, it's the market. It just is what it is. And keep it chill. Let's see, VIX is coming back down below 15. Like I said, that was a major level for me to get back below, or below 16, my fault, and that's actually very good. Yeah, we're getting back to to those normal levels again. Back down here to the 12s to 14s, 12 to 15 area, right? Nothing too crazy going on. And like I told y'all, I said it's not the end of the world, right? Yes, we did get a pump, but it's nothing like the pump that we got for tariffs and all the other stuff. So like this little pump, war and stuff, like it wasn't that bad. Even the past few weeks, it wasn't that bad. That's why I was telling you guys, like, hey, we're probably not gonna make some drastic major low or nothing like that. Oh, we did catch SPX today for a nice little 150%. But of course, as always, I always sell early. But you got to, man. It's end of day SPX. You have to. So I bought right here at the top of this candle. All right. Once we had the breakdown retest, once I seen this candle close red, I just bought. Right. End of day, whatever. I bought 75 40s. I sold as soon as it broke this level right here. I'm like, oh, I'm out. Ended up going up like, I don't even want to know. I honestly didn't look towards the end. Once I seen it actually go in the money, I was like, okay, I'm not watching this no more. But for sure it did 500 or 600%. Absolutely, for sure, guaranteed. But it is what it is, man. It's just, I don't know, it's just so hard. If somebody walks up to you and was like, hey, give me $500, I'll give you $500 right back. And they just did it. You just made a band. Are you going to try to do it again? You're just going to take the money and go? If you walked outside and found a band laying on the floor, you're going to take the band, or you're going to be like, God, you got some more bands out here for me? Like, you gonna take the band, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to not take money when you see it, right? Especially when it's something as lucrative as SPX, end of day, right? We know those have crazy moves. Tesla had a good move today. I did see that, but I did not trade it. Like I said, I just bought calls and kind of slept in all day, to be honest with you. But it did clear that 400 level, which is good. Right back up to the same channel, right? So this is just doing the same thing as this. Hold on, let's move this over here real quick. Oh, my hands have been hurting so bad. Yeah, see, we're still kind of in this little consolidation flag, whatever you want to call it. Same thing as this, right? Just tight consolidation. Eventually it breaks, breakout retest continues. So if we do get this continuation, off of Tesla, then this will be a good one as well. Y'all know I hate Tesla still. But yeah, over 428, 430, boom, 440, 445, boom, 460. You clear this gap, or no, the gap's gone now. But you clear where this old gap used to be. If you get through back over there, right, you still have a bunch of sellers sitting up here. So be very careful. Buy time. You know how Tesla is, buy time. It gets very non-sticky. It gets, let me see, Meta not much, still in that buying zone. The golden pocket, right? Keep it cool, calm, collected, nothing to panic about. Consolidation, right? Remember, zoom out. Same thing, kind of like with Tesla, and really like everything. We're kind of in this consolidation channel, right? Like it is going lower, but it's not like dumping, right? It doesn't look like this, right? It's not just, oh, it's dumping. It's more so like consolidation. We're still holding some of the higher levels. Like I said, the 500 is still being held. You would have thought if we were going to go lower by now, Meta would have, weeks ago dumped. We've had multiple chances to come down, right? So at this point, we could be getting a double bottom on Meta, right? We'll definitely be keeping an eye on it for sure. But like I said, back above the neckline, right? That's how you can tell if something's a double bottom or double top, right? If it's a double top, just because it does this doesn't mean, oh, double top. No, it has to actually clear the neckline. Wherever that neckline is, has to clear the neckline, break down, retest, and then vice versa. Double bottom, it has to clear the neckline, wherever that neckline is, right? Wherever the neckline appears to be, you got to clear it, break it, retest it. So you can't really call those things until, you get the criteria for it. So it's setting up to be a nice little double bottom, right, on the weekly, but we don't know that for sure just yet. So, keep it calm, keep it cool, keep it collected. All right, what else? SpaceX. SpaceX still kind of consolidating. That's in that opening range. That's to be expected, right? IPOs are, generally going to be, a lot of time they just go straight down when they open up. Reddit did that. I remember Reddit's IPO was pretty nasty. Let me see, SpaceX, let me see, VIX, Tesla, SPY, Meta, NVDA, Google. Oh no, NVIDIA, we didn't do NVIDIA. NVIDIA is one I'm still kind of like, scary, super scary. I gotta clear all this. Be leaving all these lines when I'm day trading. I never go and erase them. But I'm still scared about NVIDIA, man, because NVIDIA is a very, very, very key to the S&P. So we need this to start picking up. It is at this very crucial level, right? It is at that nice little, where we like to set all those traps and stuff at. So it could be setting up a nice little trap. Might be, might not, right? Who knows? So we'll have to see. We'll see how it all plays out, right? We are almost above the 200 again, right? We got close last week, but we're kind of still inside week, kind of like the rest of the other candles. So yeah, you know how to play those inside candles. If you have an inside candle, wait for either side to break or wait for either side to be a trap, right? You know how we play those ranges on SPY and stuff like that. Like, let's say we'll have a range, right? SPY's doing this. You don't know which way it's gonna go yet. So if it's just inside the middle, you wait for a breakout retest or breakdown retest. So same rules apply for NVIDIA's weekly, right? You just set you a little level at the top, set you a little level at the bottom, and then you do have a nice enough range in the middle to kind of play if you wanted to, but just for the sake of being safe, right? For the sake of being safe, right? You got the upper weekly level, lower weekly level. So if you do break out, because we're literally smack in the middle, right? So it's hard to trade those things when they're in the middle, and you shouldn't trade things when they're in the middle, right? Because you don't know. It might look good up and then come right down here, and it might look good down and then come like this, right? And then you get stuck trying to pick a side when there's no side to pick. It's neutral ground. So just wait for it. Unless you're a daredevil, of course, you can buy it up to here if it does go that route, or if it does break down, retest, lose that 190, you could play to the downside. But for safer, just being smart with your money, longevity in the trading game, wait for this 200 weekly high. Wait for that to break, and if you do get a nice little overhead, then buy some time, right? Because then that means we might have, a nice little terrible drawing. We might have a nice little chance to, come back up. Because remember how everything else is in this channel? Like, what if NVIDIA is just bottoming out, right? We don't really know just yet. So just give it time, be patient, be cool, don't trip. I don't think there's really much else. Yeah, Google is the main one I'm liking. That's not SPY, crazy enough. I know it's crazy. I'm not trading SPY. This is nuts. But, I'm trading SPY, but I'm trading other things. But, yeah, man, I think I'm probably call it here. I think that's pretty much it. We went over everything. Yeah, so we're still in those. We're still swinging those for sure. I'm still swinging these definitely for sure. And then what else was I swinging? 755s, I think. Yeah, 755s for next week, I believe. I forget if I posted these in here. Oh, these are all the spy ones. But yeah, I end up swinging those spy ones. So yeah, y'all know where to find me, man. All my stuff is in the description of the video. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all need as far as tickers. Keep it simple. Remember, it's as simple as you make it. If you make it complicated, it will be. If you keep it simple, it'll be simple. So I'll see y'all. You know, keep it simple. Keep God first. I'll see y'all. Peace.